Welcome to today's workshop where you'll be meeting your fifth teammate, also known as GitHub Copilot. So we'll be hacking with GitHub Copilot. So scan this QR code into the event. I'll be picking 2 winners at the end to win power banks. It's really cool. So make sure you check in. I'll also put up this QR code at the end of the event, so no worries. You get fast-tracked for the GitHub Student Developer Pack access, which I'll talk about soon, but it basically gives you access to a lot of different resources that you can use throughout like anything that you do, and I think it's really cool. And you'll also get exclusive MLA GitHub Copilot stickers. Okay, we'll get started. I'll put this. This workshop is meant to just show you how you can use GitHub, the MLH MCP server to kind of work and make your development workflow go faster, smarter, and a lot more fun. We'll be primarily focusing on the README section on your GitHub, so trying to really revamp your About Me and make sure that it like really stands out by using MCP servers to pull information about you from your GitHub, but also your MLH profile. Just to introduce my MLH hackathons are the best place to learn AI skills. With AI, it changes rapidly, and it kind of has a negative connotation in school. And so with MLH hackathons, you're allowed to exercise that and see what you can do with it, and that's what we're here to do today. So who knows what GitHub Copilot is, and how do you use it? Go ahead. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. It's a coding agent that you can add onto your code as an extension, and it basically helps you do anything on your code faster. So help write, debug, deploy, all of that jazz. And today, so you'll see how you can use it. But yeah, to go over that, it's a fully agentic AI pair programmer. And like I mentioned earlier in the workshop, I like to think of it as your 5th teammate because it's like online. But yeah, basically write, debug, and understand your code thoroughly. And so AI has changed coding significantly. And so in 2024, completion that was available. Little losing it. Did I loosen it? Hello. Only picks. I don't think like picks up on and off. In 2024, so just literally a year from now, the only things that were there were like tab completion, kind of outdated and unsourced like things that we were integrating. But now it's fully agentic. Writing code for you, basically acting as a human when it, which allows you to do some cool capabilities. Today, what we're learning is that we're going to be cloning a template for a README for your GitHub profile. I just mentioned that will be used for your like it's really good to personalize because employers look at that page and it kind of shows your are and like your experience. And then we'll be setting up GitHub and the MLH MCP servers for live personalized data. And then we'll also use GitHub Copilot to customize your GitHub profile. So we'll be going over all of that today. Everyone good to go? Okay. Okay. So just to go over some things, This is the GitHub Student Developer Pack, and by you all checking into the event, you'll be attracted to getting the Student Developer Pack, and so it has gives you access to a lot of different resources. GitHub Copilot Pro, or Copilot Pro, lots of cool things. So yeah, these are just do all that. GitHub. So I just went to my GitHub and then I clicked on Profile, and once you click on Profile, or sorry, click on Settings. All of the have the pro feature once you have the GitHub Student Developer Access, you can turn on and toggle like different things. So see like some of these are being previewed, some of them are on for me, like all of these are enabled for me, etc. You can just play around with them. Does anyone have or read me already? I'm gonna call in GitHub.
Just my name, no one in chat.
Okay. I'm gonna go. How do I spell it?
NOLAMCHAN.
Okay. I think I'm in like.
Like for the username specifically?
Yeah. Let me go.
Username is Canadian 599XX.
599X. That's okay. We can pull up your GitHub if we have more time at the end.
Okay.
But yeah, so basically this website kind of shows you some really cool About Me sections. And you just want to really make sure that your About Me section on GitHub stands out because it's what employers really look at when they're trying to see what experience you have. So here's just some examples. But yeah, today we'll be diving deeper. So everyone can go to this link. I'll read it out to you. Give me one sec. Got it? It's mlh.link/GitHub-template. Anyone else needed it again? I can say it one more time if you need me to. Okay, we'll jump right in. So it should take you to this page, and so this is what I'm going to do. Click on use this template, and then click on create new repository. Is everyone here? Repository name, you want to include you just want to write your GitHub username. And this is because normally READMEs are for your repos and it gives you information about what your repo is about or your project. But in this case, doing your GitHub username / your GitHub username is a special README, and it allows you to put information on the About Me section of your page. So that's what we use as your About Me. I'm going to put in my name again. And yeah, like I mentioned, it's a special repository that you can add to a README onto your GitHub onto your GitHub profile. And then I'm just going to click create repository. So it did generate for me, but okay, yeah. So it says it's a special repository. Yeah, we'll click that. Repo that I just made, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy this link. So copy the URL, and then we're going to go over to Visual Studio. So I just made a folder, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, before that, I make sure that I have my extension. Extension, and then with that, the GitHub Copilot chat extension will automatically download as well. So make sure you just search that. So I just, and you should just be able to download that or install it. Okay, did everyone download that extension? So now with that link that we have, we're going to ask the chat. So we're going to ask GitHub Copilot to help us clone that onto our machine locally. So you can literally just say something like, can you help me clone this repo? And then just put the link. So it's going to take some time, but basically what's going on is that in GitHub Copilot, we have two different features, right? We have the ask feature and the agent feature. So the ask feature is like you asking questions to Copilot, being like, oh, like what's wrong with line 45, and it'll tell you like what's wrong with that file. And then, but then agent mode is where it's agentically doing things on your behalf. So like running commands, it's going into your files, creating new files, editing them, deleting them. So it's basically acting as like a person on your machine. And so with that, we also have different models. So right now I'm using the GPT-5 mini model, but there's also other models as well. So I'm just going to click allow. Okay, so we can see that it's cloning my repo locally onto my machine. Okay. Yep, so it cloned my project on my machine locally, and we see that because we see the README file right here, and then we also have the .vs code folder over here. Yes. How do I get to Visual Studio Code? So I had the app open. Do you have the app downloaded? Okay, so you have to download Visual Studio Code first, and then you'll be able to access it from there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now in the readme.md file, we can see the template that we have over here. So this is just a readme file of just like a template that we've created. So it's to ask, like telling you about the hackathons that you've been to, projects that you've done, languages, interests, etc. So you should be able to see that. And then in the .vs code file, we have something called rename me mcp.json, and you want to change that to just mcp.json. No, don't delete it, just rename it. So change that to mcp.json. Okay, and then make sure you save it. Okay, just to go over some technology, some terms and technology right now, we have the MCP configuration file, which is called the MCP JSON file, and it basically defines which servers are running and then what I have access to and whether they're going to start automatically or not. So you just want to make sure that that's renamed to being that. And just to go over what an MCP is, does anyone know what an MCP is or what it stands for? Okay, so MCP is Model Context Protocol, and it's a way for tools like VS Code or AI assistants to talk to each other through local shared protocol, right? So think of it as a universal like translator between your coding tools and different AI models that we're using. And so right now we will get 2 servers up and running. So we're going to get the GitHub MCP server running, and then we're also going to get the MLH MCP server up and running. So we'll do that now. Is everyone with me? Okay. So now I'm going to be on, so if everyone can go to the MCP registry, the link to that is, I can read that out to you as well. It's https:// and then just do code.visualstudio.com/MCP. You can try making bigger. Everyone have that? Okay. https://code.visualstudio.com/MCP. Okay, and then we're going to press enter. And so these are all the different MCP servers that we have, but I'm going to click on the GitHub one, and I'm going to click install MCP server, and click on install in VS Code. It'll redirect you to VS Code, and you're going to click on install. And I'm extensions button again on the left-hand side. You should see that the MCP server was installed right here. Does everyone see that? You might also need to reload it, so just the arrow and then RE, and then okay, next we're going to install my grab the link and type that in as well. It's a really long link, so I can just read it out to everyone and we can type that in. But it's https://code/visualstudio.com/copilot/customization/MCP-servers. Okay, so I'll leave that there for everyone to like copy over.
Can we put it in the Discord?
Yeah, we can. Also, ask Emily on the okay. And so this is just giving you more information about MCP servers and VS. And so in our mcp.json file, we have the MyMLH. Can everyone see okay? We have the MyMLH MCP server right here. So that is a server that we're going to use to pull from the MyMLH account. And so what we're going to do now is so did everyone rename the MCP JSON file to be MCP JSON file like before it was like rename me? So just make sure that it's MCP.json and then just give me like a thumbs up. And so what we need to do, just make sure you reload it, and then the folder needs to be within that, so that's good to go. And then in our GitHub Copilot chat area, we can just play around with it and just ask, you can fill the template by yourself. So right now, like it says like, oh, like my name is, I'm blank at blank school, so you can fill that out by yourself, or you could ask GitHub Copilot to pull that information from GitHub, right? So you could say something like, can you tell me some information about myself? So it's loading right now. Okay, so we can see that it ran, it used the MCP server to get my user profile on GitHub, and it's pulling information from my page. It's gonna take a second. It's almost there. Okay, so now it summarized my GitHub account for me. So it told me my username, my name, it gave me the profile link, my avatar, so even pulled my profile picture, when I created the account, my public repositories, private repositories, when I last updated it. So a lot of metadata that it pulled from my GitHub account. And so it has all of these repos that I've created. So we can ask it to directly insert these repos into the README file right here. So we can just say, and add the information to the MD file. Now it's going to insert all of the information that it just generated as a summary into this README file that we just cloned locally onto our machine. And so while this is loading, you can also ask it to push these changes back onto your GitHub, which I'll be doing as my final message. And so that way you're basically doing everything in GitHub Copilot. You don't have to manually type the command yourself, you just have to prompt it. And so with that, you'll be able to see those changes on your GitHub. But right now, it's just updating my README page right now. Okay, while we wait for it to load, does anyone have any questions about anything that we've done so far?
I got lost at the MCP.
Were you able to get the MCP server installed?
Well, I got VS Code installed, and I asked it to.
Okay, I can help you set that up after. But yeah, if you have VS Code installed and you have the MCP server installed, and you just followed like the rest of the steps, it should work. So like right now, it updated the README file with the repositories that it gave me, so I can just accept or deny this change. So I'm just gonna click keep, and then I can even say, can you push these changes? So that's what we did with that. So it's going to push these changes. We can just look at the commands as well, but you can also give it some URLs, like maybe give it like a list, like a web URL, and say like if you have like all of the hackathons that you went to, like on a Google Doc, for example, you can put that Google Doc into your hub as well, and say like, can you also add all of the other hackathons that I'll be going to? So it can also like pull information from there. So you can just give it a lot of different information sources, and it's able to pull from all of that and then condense it into one area, which is great. So I'm just going to click allow for the commit step. And then it's going to say, I'm going to click allow for my account. And so yeah, these are like the basic like git add, git commit, git push, but it's just doing that. Okay, so it pushed it for me. So if we go back to my account, and I refresh, okay, now we see all of my repos on my account. So you can just play around with it, add more, delete more, and just like see what you can do with your About Me page the best that you can. Yep.
So without the MCP server, you can only utilize Copilot on GitHub, but because you installed it, you can utilize or you can configure your GitHub on VS Code.
Yeah.
That external platform.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's correct. Does anyone have any questions about anything?
That makes sense.
If not, I'll pull back up the QR code for everyone to scan. So make sure you fill out the information and register for the event because I'll be making 2 winners for the charges. Yes.
Couldn't you still have it do like git commands? It would just do like in the terminal instead of having an MCP. Like if you just didn't have it, it'd still kind of do it. It would just kind of work in the terminal.
Yeah.
This is the interface, right? If you want VS Code, right? Instead of terminal interface.
I'm thinking because it has a terminal, like VS Code. You
Yeah.
can have like a terminal.
Yeah.
So like instead of setting up an MCP, just plug it and then have the terminal right there. Just kind of do it. I don't know what you're saying. I guess it would just stay in the chat.
Okay. So I'm gonna cap it here. So we have 30 people that came to the event. I'm just gonna use a random number generator to pull two numbers. Here we have 130. Okay, we have 23. So is right here? Oh yeah, it's 1 to 25 on this page. Is right here? Okay, you want a portable charger, so come up to the stage, or come up to the front of the room. And then, is Aaron here? Okay, you also want a portable charger. Okay, thank you all for coming to the event. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. I'll be here. If you need any help on like setting things up or just any questions in general about GitHub, I'm happy to help. But thank you all for coming. And then be sure to grab GitHub and